Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Simply Financial Athletic Center for NC Knights Volleyball as the men's team take on the Redeemer Royals. As NC looks to avenge the girls who lost with a score of 3-1. Both of these two teams are fighting for playoff position as we enter battle today. Coming into action, Niagara currently the 7th seed, Redeemer the 8th seed. Both the teams will make the postseason, but Niagara still wants to make a push for a home playoff game. They're one game behind Mohawk, ironically, who they'll play a week today, who currently owns the 4 seed. Redeemer 6 and 7, currently the 8 seed, as they themselves will look to make a push for a home playoff game. And Niagara going to have to take care of business here today. They've struggled at home as of late. They lost against Fanshawe earlier this month, and they've lost now 3 of 4.
Yeah, momentum's going to be a big factor for this evening. The Knights are looking to pick it up early and often.
As there's a look at that NC Knights sideline, and one thing that we'll be doing here today is we'll be honoring some of the players in part, and I guess now coaches, of the 2015 OCAA gold medal team, including Steve Stone and assistant coach Ben Fillmore of the men's team, and Nathan Snippy, the assistant coach of Redeemer, his first season. Some of the best players to play here at NC over the last 10 years. There's a look at Nathan Snippy, assistant coach of the Redeemer Royals.
Happy to be on the Jumbotron, it appears.
There's a look at his troops getting ready for this one. The Knights still continuing to warm up as we'll honor that team a little. Well, it's actually seniors night, but of course, MJ, no seniors on this NC Knights team, which is, I don't know what the right word would be, but something to look forward to into next season, because you're going to have all these guys back who've played well. I mean, they're okay 6 and 6, but a bunch of first and second year guys. That's not something to scoff at.
Yeah, it's a young squad, and that means that they got plenty to build on going into the next season.
A young squad with plenty to move on, look forward to next season, but a lot to look forward to right now as we'll honor our 2015 championship team here at the Simply Financial Athletic Center.
Got ourselves a shot of the women's volleyball team coming out to support the men.
In honor of senior night, we'd like to take a moment to recognize 2 alumni of our men's volleyball program, the proud members of a men's OCAA championship and CCAA bronze medal team. Please welcome Steve Stone, head coach of the men's volleyball team.
Tonight I have the privilege of honoring Ben Fillmore and Nathan Snippa, 2 members of our 2014-15 OCAA Championship and CCAA Bronze medalist team. These 2 represent everything it means to wear the Knights crest. Ben Fillmore was the definition of team first. Whatever the moment called for, Ben answered it. Serve sub, done. Need a performance? He can drop 22 points, hitting .488. Well, what truly defines Ben is his resilience and selflessness. After tearing his ACL, many players would have opted for surgery or stepped away. Ben strapped on a knee brace, moved into the setter role, and gave this program 2 more seasons of leadership and toughness. He helped guide the Knights to compete for an OCAA bronze medal in 2018-19, doing whatever the team needed. In Knights history, his numbers tell the story. 3rd all-time in assists with 849. 2nd all-time in matches played at 80. 2nd all-time in service aces, 74, and top 10 all-time in digs with 319. Calm, selfless, hardworking, and personally, I'm incredibly honored that I still get to coach alongside him today and call him a friend. And then there's Nathan Snippa. Simply put, Snip was a beast. At 6'8" left-handed, with unmatched size and strength, he overwhelmed opponents every single night. Everyone in the gym knew where the ball was going, and it didn't matter. Snip was a go-to guy, a nightmare matchup, and one of the most physically gifted athletes this program has ever seen. But beyond the numbers, he's a great friend, a fierce competitor, and a teammate everyone wanted beside them in big moments. In his final year as a Knight, 2015-16, he helped the program battle for a bronze medal at the OCAA championships. His Knight's resume speaks for itself. In 2015-16, he was an OCAA West Team All-Star. In the same season, he was tied for the league lead in kills. He's 5th all-time in career kills, 6th all-time in career points, and top 10 for single-season marks in kills, points, and kills per set. Together, Ben Fillmore and Nathan Snip helped build one of the most successful eras in Knights volleyball history. Please join me in celebrating and honoring the two fellas.
The Niagara College Knights acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, many of whom continue to live and work here today. We commit to honoring both Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples as we continue the tradition of sport on this land. At this time, we kindly ask you to please rise if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of O Canada.
A great ceremony to honor some Knights family. Some of the best players to ever put on that shield. Of course, Nate Snippa, Ben Fillmore, and of course, Steve Stone, who wasn't a slouch in his own right. Had 169 assists in a single season, was an all-star here at NC. He would never tell you that, but he was a really good player in his own right here at NC, as he's set to introduce his starting lineups as we've seen all season long, his dream job.
He's got chops.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention in line and introduce the start line for your Niagara.
Starting in the middle from Welland, standing at 6'5", number 4, Riley Orr. In the middle, standing at 6'8", from St. Mary's, Ontario, number 5, RJ Martin. The center from Welland, Number 10, Tayton Stifter. On the outside from St. Catharines, standing at 6'3", number 13, Sam Pugh. From Beaumont, Alberta, on the opposite, standing at 6'5", number 14, Sam Gouza. And on the outside from Thorold, standing at 6'2", number 17, Jack Drummond. And the libero from Hamilton, standing at 6'1", number 1, Noah Tremblay. Head coach for the Knights, Steve Stone.
So starting lineups have been introduced here at the Simply Financial Athletic Center, just moments away. And good to see Knights getting ready to go. A couple of players with some braces and tape on fingers. At left hand, Jack Drummond's got some work on it. Riley Orr with a brace on his left hand. Good enough to go here in this one.
It's a long season. Things pile up.
A long season is right. It'll be Ben Brower, the setter, here to kick things off from the Simply Financial Athletic Center. He has 6 service aces here this season. He'll look to get number 7.
Bit of a late start this evening.
Started at nearly 9 o'clock. As Drummond wanted a deflection, he won't get it. But I guess you're right, a couple of ceremonies pregame, and of course, last game went pretty long as well, some competitive sets. As Ben Brower will serve here on his second attempt. Pin off the hands, that'll go down as an ace. Maybe one that Sam would like to have back.
Quick 2 points for the Royals.
Brower into the netting, that'll go down as an error.
Knights looking to score their first point on their own.
Pin returns the favor. So it'll be Simon Bourne here to serve 8th in the association in kills. A good serve at that. Stifter over for Orr, may have been deflected on the netting as it's chipped over and blocked down by Orr. Off the hands of Drummond. Brower over and sent across. Pin. It'll have to be a free ball sent over by Stifter. Brower sent over off the hands of Pin. Tremblay keeps this one alive. Free ball by Drummond. A great rally here so far as that one's shot too far out by Simon Bourne.
Good court awareness by the Knights.
So it'll be Riley Orr here to serve off the hands of Walcott. Gets rejected at the line by RJ Martin. All 6'8" of him. As there'll be Riley here to serve. And off the top of the netting, another service error by NC. And now it'll be Luke Marshall, the 3rd year from Wellesley, Ontario, here to serve.
Bit of a reoccurring theme this evening, the service error issue.
Tremblay over for Drummond. He'll send it over off the hands of Marshall and down as Drummond picks up the kill. Guzak off the hands of Marshall. Played up on the right side off the hands of Martin and out.
Good deflection, bad bounce.
It'll be Prinsloo here to serve, the Burnaby native. Off the hands of Tremblay. Stifter up for Drummond, off the hands of Grimm as Jack picks up the kill. Drummond tied his season high in kills with 15 against Humber. He had 15 against Redeemer as he looks to make a bid for an all-star team, as that won't help. That one into the netting. Redeemer back on top.
Scope was a little low on that one.
Drummond with 16 service aces on the season as Heidelberg will serve it off the hands of Drummond. Kept alive by Stifter as Pin shoots it over and out.
It's a rare, deliberate short serve right there.
Heidbert, the former all-rookie, will send this one away. Stifter up for Martin, gets rejected off the hands of Demick.
Royals read where that one was going.
Heidelberg, Tremblay, Stifter, up for Guzak, too strong. And NC off to a cold start, have shot themselves in the foot a couple times, couple service errors, and a couple overcooked shots as well.
Goose with a little too much enthusiasm on that one.
And into the netting, thanks to Jonah Heidbert. Both teams have been a bit erratic in the service game. It'll be RJ's turn. Martin played up by Brower, sent over and in by Demick as he'll take the serve.
Well played by the Royals, finding the open space.
Stifter up for Pin, gets rejected. Drummond, Stifter back up for Goose, off the fingertips and out. I believe off of Simon Bourne. It'll be Tayton Stifter on here to serve. The point will go in favor of NC. Tato had 29 assists and 8 digs against Humber. He didn't play in the weekend up north against Cambrian and Boreal. He returned. The setter duties were left with Britton Burrows as it's sent over off the hands of Drummond. Into the netting, kept alive by Orr. Gets over off the hands of Guzak. And it'll be set up for Pin, who will just have to send it over. Brower up on the right side, off the hands of Drummond. It'll make its way over. Pin will play it. Tremblay, he'll send it over for a free ball. A great rally here. Brower will chip it over.
I think that might have been a no look.
It'll be the setter, Ben Brower, here to serve. Pin, Stifter. Pin gets rejected. Tremblay, Stifter. Back for Guzak. He finds the line. And NC cuts it down to a 2-point deficit. Broward tries to set up and does. Luke Marshall has a quick response out of the Royals. Bourne into the netting. Let's make that 4 service errors by the Royals in this one, leading to 40% of the NC's points.
Not ideal if you're NC, but you'll take it.
Broward over on the left side off the hands of Orr. Stifter, he'll set up Drummond, who will have to just chip it forward. Not a great pass. As it's up and out of the reach of Riley Orr. And MJ, in the women's game, you made an interesting point of strength of schedule. Niagara has a 20-24 set record for the Royals, a positive one, 27-23, and yet they're 1 game below 500.
Yeah, that's, that tells you a lot right there.
Off the head of Joanna Heidebert. Hope that he's okay.
A little bit of a doink off the noggin.
As Drummond checks on him. No intent, of course. I think both teams kind of had a chuckle out of that. Guzak off the hands of Marshall. And the point will go to NC, as they'll say, I believe Marshall, Demick touched the net. And now a chance for Guzak to tie this one up.
So far, pretty evenly fought set.
Broward sets up on the right side and out of bounds off a deflection. And NC has not been able to tie this one up yet so far.
Much like we discussed last game with the women, this has been a real case of 1 step forward, 1 step back.
Renslew. Stifter sets up Martin, but NC will get called for a violation. More shooting themselves in the foot.
I think we might be nearing timeout territory if this goes on a little bit longer.
It'll be Prinsloo's turn to serve. The southpaw serves as it makes its way over off the hands of Tremblay. And the no man's land as Redeemer picks up the 4-point advantage.
Bit of a broken play there, but Royals managed to pull that one out.
Prinsloo sends it into the netting and make that 5 service errors for the Royals.
Royals really doing a lot of the work for the Knights right now, keeping them in it.
And Redeemer's gonna get called for a violation off the serve. It'll be Jack's turn to serve. Drummond, a good serve off the hands of Bourne as it's played just out of the reach of Tremblay and out of bounds. And NC has a chance to tie with Drummond. Drummond, another great serve off the hands of Bourne. Right, Tremblay, nothing he can do about that. A great defense out of the Royals to handle that serve from Drummond.
Jack with some cannon shots. But As we said before, one step forward, two steps back.
Off the hands of Jack, as Penn will get rejected at the line by Ben Brower.
At this point, a third of the points have been off of service errors for the Knights.
NC's committed 2 service errors of their own as Drummond plays this one up. Stifter off for Penn, off the hands of Prinsloo. It'll be a free ball now for NC as Stifter sets it up. Up for Drummond, who finds open space.
Freezes the Royals with that one.
Didn't get another kill for Jack, who had a big game against Redeemer, of course. I believe had around 28 points. As we'll see Cam Moss back into the game. Has not appeared in 2026. His last appearance was against Mohawk on the 26th of November. Guzak able to keep it alive. And we played up for Pin, who's too strong on it. Royals letting it go.
Every time Niagara starts to get close, they just can't quite cross over.
And now comes in Lucas Jonker, who hasn't played much at all. And gets a lucky bounce off that serve. Looked like for a while it was going to be a service error, and then got some luck from the netting. Jonker does it again. Stifter up for Guzak. Gets the deflection, won't matter, it'll be out of bounds.
Goose dialed in on that one.
And we'll see how timeouts are deployed over the next little bit given the score of this set. Both coaches still with 2. It's Stifter's serve. Off the hands, mishandled by Ebert. It's sent over. And couldn't handle it was Riley Orr. And now the Royals 4 points away from set win number 1.
You got to think of timeouts on the horizon.
It'll be Brower here to serve. 309 assists coming into today's 7th in the association. And digs per set. That one mishandled. As now Redeemer 3 points away from set victory number 1. Coach Stone electing to keep the timeouts in his back pocket.
Letting it ride.
Pin. Stifter back for Pin off the hands of Brower as it's sent over and too far out. Drummond thought about it. And we'll see Zach Reimer come into the game. His first appearance here at home. Brower back up the middle off the hands of Drummond, kept alive. Stifter. It'll make its way over, or got his fingertips on it. It'll be a free ball now for NC. Tatum. And mishandled. Not on the same page. And now 2 points away are the Royals. Coach Stone keeping his timeouts in his back pocket. Scratch that. He'll use his first.
Knights almost had that point, but almost doesn't get you a point.
A mishandle from Tatum Stifter on that one, who's been solid here this season. Of course, has missed a little bit of time back in the lineup last Thursday, and of course getting the start here today. Had 29 assists. And as both teams will talk things over, we'll take a look at that last point by the Royals. Pardon me, by the Knights, just out of the reach. The out of bounds line. Drummond thought about it, but he let it go. As now NC going to have to go on a run here. They've got 1 point to play with if they want to win this set.
Nice not wanting to have to fight the uphill battle of starting out 0-1 in sets.
And one thing I think that's concerning for Niagara, MJ, is that the Royals have committed 5 service errors, NC's only committed 2. You've served the ball well, and yet you're still losing by 5. Granted, still with some points left to be played, but still, that has to be a bit of a concern.
Yeah, the Knights are really going to have to lock in if they want to pull out this set.
As another stoppage, it'll be Simon Bourne here to serve. Reimer digs it out over for pin, and it gets off the hand. What an effort, but it won't matter off the hands of Carson Grimm.
RJ checking back in.
As Tremblay will have a seat. Brower sets it up on the right side, rejected by Jack Drummond. And now NC has it within 3.
Momentum currently favoring the Knights.
Back-to-back points out of the timeout. As you alluded to, MJ, it's Riley's serve. Chips it a little bit forward as it's played up off the hands of Ireland and chipped over by Drummond. Brower played up and down off the deflection of Sam Guzak. Set point now for the Royals.
It's a needle the Knights are going to have to thread on this one.
A chance now for Marshall to win the set. Stifter will set it up for Guzak. It gets in, and it's played up at the line. Guzak plays it over. Bourne will set it up off the fingertips, and RJ Martin lost it. And that'll be it for the first set, as the Royals will win the first set of a score of 25-20. And NC making some mistakes on all aspects of the game: passing, defense, offense, and of course at the service line, including the Royals as well. They had 5 service errors. NC was able to be pretty clean, only with 2. As there's a look at the NC Knights sideline, as we'll take a look at the set winning point. You can see Drummond and Martin kind of just lost it, and a bit of confusion on both sides of the equation. As there's a look at the Royals sideline, have struggled on the road, 2-4 on the campaign. On the road at home, 4-3. It's the opposite of the girls team, who've been road warriors, now 6-2 on the campaign on the road, are the Royals Girls Club.
Taking a look at the bench of the Royals right there. I don't know if you can see number 9, Sam Ruckelmeyer, but he's rocking the bandana, Cobra Kai style.
I'm surprised you don't see more bandanas in volleyball.
Perhaps
there's one with a headband, Ben Filion, as he gets warm, the Glenboro, Manitoba native. As just moments away from the beginning of this second set here from the Simply Financial Athletic Center. Niagara falling behind 25-20 as they look to get out of this little skid that we've had over the last bit, losing 3 of 4. As we'll take a look at that play off the head of Joanna Heidebert. As there's Coach Stone giving instructions.
I was going to say, I don't think he'll be putting that one on a sizzle reel.
I kind of doubt it, but I think Drummond might. And taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for men's basketball for NC against the Royals. Niagara up 59-57 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Noah Lee with 15 points. And that one, who came off the bench and has had a real strong game in that one.
Noah having a good couple of weeks. It's January.
Current reigning athlete of the week for the guys. Of course, for the girls, Lyric Shallow, the women's basketball program. As we're just moments away from the beginning of this second set, it'll be Tatum's turn to serve. Into the netting by Stifter, who struggled at the line here so far. That'll be his first service error of this second set.
Not how you want to start the set, needless to say.
Brower here to serve, has had a big majority of the serving game, and that's why for the Royals,
Niagara caught asleep on that one.
Brower with 20 service aces on the season coming into today. Pin plays it as it's back up off the hands and kept alive. It'll be played up by Prinsloo and chipped over. Getting the hands on it was Orr. And NC gets their first points of the second set.
Niagara looking to tie.
Kept alive and chipped over by Prinsloo. Tremblay over for Drummond, off the body and the chest of Ben Brower. As we're knotted up here by 2.
Yet another cannon shot from Jack.
He seems to find bodies whenever he goes for attacks. And that'll go in favor of NC. It'll be Sam Pinn's turn to serve. Off the hands of Heidberg and out. And a 4-0 run now for NC.
Niagara looking to get themselves back in this one.
And that's exactly what they'll do, thanks to Sam Pinn, mishandled by one of the Royals. But that's what happens when you apply pressure, and sometimes you'll get some luck as it's off the hands and kept up by Heidberg. Stifter up for Guzak, off the hands of, I believe, Jared Prinsloo, as this run continues, and it'll lead to a timeout for Coach Skilstra.
An early timeout at that.
And that's something that will definitely play in favor of NC. But 6 straight points will cause you to have to call a timeout. And NC starting to come alive to where we haven't really seen at all here today. Their offense has been getting going. They've had some help from defense. And of course, Redeemer in their own right has been making some mistakes.
Niagara seemingly a little bit more focused this set than the last, to their advantage.
NC lost that first set 25-20. As there's a look at Nate Snippa, first-year assistant coach for the Redeemer Royals. All of the coaching staff with the Royals in their first season And one player in his first season, Sam Penn, here to serve. Up at the line, played off the hands of Stifter. And it's over by Guzak, who gets rejected. And a good response out of the Royals out of the timeout.
You're good.
Bourne paints the line, picture perfect. And Pin just kind of let that one go. And I mean, when it's that close, it's not the worst idea in the world. As Bourne will look to do it again with his serve. Another good one at that, off the hands of Pin, kept alive as Drummond gets rejected. I think he wanted a call.
Moving forward, one of the things it'll be interesting to see with the Knights is they've been pretty reliant on dropping the hammer with their returns. They haven't really been going for any drop shots to keep the defense honest.
That is a good point you make, MJ, as that one's returned into the netting. Of course, with the power of Jack Drummond and Sam Guzak, you kind of want to play that high-powered offensive type of game as Drummond gets there. You play into your strengths, but at the same time, you kind of, to exactly your point, you want to keep the defense honest.
You got to set up the run to play the pass.
Set up at the line, right pass. Riley Orr, who couldn't even react, as we'll see Noah Tremblay back into the game for Riley Orr. Drummond, Stifter, back up for Guzak. Wanted a deflection, he won't get it. And the Royals now on a 5-2 run out of the timeout. Marshall will serve as that one just barely stays in, and I mean just barely. That's his first service ace of the season as we're knotted up here at 8.
Knights gambled on that one and lost.
Off the hands of Drummond as Martin gets rejected. Up on the right side, Guzak off the hands of Marshall and out. It'll be Guz's turn here to serve. Guzak off the hands of Marshall, played up. Martin got his hands on it. Hands back with Guzak. Diving effort to keep it alive. It'll be a free ball now for NC. Martin, Stifter, back for Pin, and it's overshot. And we're back, knotted up at 9. And the southpaw serves it off the hands of Pin. That'll go down as an ace. And the service game for Redeemers brought them back into this one. Prinsloo does it again on the serve, but overshot.
Let's not forget last set, the Knights got at least 5 points off of service errors from the Royals.
set up on the opposite side as Stifter gives it up for Pin, tries to chip it forward and gets rejected. Pin again off the hands of Brower and down. You saw MJ trying to go for that chip shot, but they got rejected at the line. The Royals are certainly attentive to that move.
Yeah. As we discussed, you got to make sure that the defense doesn't overplay the line.
That ball was smoked by Drummond as it's shot way too far out. NC back up with the multi-point lead. It'll be his turn to do it again. Drummond off the top of the netting as it's played up and smoked by Prinsloo, but way too far. It'll be Drummy's turn yet again. Drummond with another Canada shot, but too strong.
Little too much powder on that shot.
Heidebit's serve is out of bounds as both teams will exchange service errors. It'll be the 6-8 middle from St. Thomas, his turn to serve.
Royals really struggling this evening with the services.
St. Mary's, pardon me. As Brower gives it up on the side off the hands of the Knights and out. And Steve Stone doesn't like the call.
And for those viewers who did not join us for the women's game, Coach Stone has already been fired up at least once tonight about a call he felt was wrong.
Picked up a yellow. Won't get a chance at an explanation as Pin plays it over. Chip shot and down. They'll say it was a lift from the Royals. Wouldn't have mattered regardless. But Steve Stone taking a page out of your playbook.
It's always nice to be right.
Stifter's serve. Brower plays it up off the hands of Stifter and out.
Royals looking to get themselves back to even.
Brower's serve off the hands of Tremblay may have been going out. Guzak on the opposite side. And it's off the hands of, I think, Marshall or Prinsloo and out of bounds. Regardless, NC will pick up the point. And it'll be Zach Reimer's turn to serve.
7 for Niagara, number 7, Zach Reimer.
Another hard-fought set so far.
A good serve by Reimer. A bit of a miscommunication by the Royals. Stifter keeps it up. Tremblay over for Drummond in open space as Jack picks up the kill. It'll be Reimer's turn yet again. Still 2 timeouts left for Coach Stone. 1 for Skillstra as it's sent over, chips into open space past Drummond. And the Royals not going away in this one here so far. That one out of bounds from Simon Bourne.
Correctly identified by the Knights right there.
The Knights have been willing to gamble on serves that are borderline. Of course, the Royals have been struggling with their serves here today. And Cam Moss now here to serve. A little bit too strong from the Noddle native.
Seven for the Royals, number 12, Lucas Jonker. Seven for the Knights, number 4, Riley Orr.
Jonker serves off the hands of Drummond. Stifter sets it up for Jack, but too strong. As the Knights want touches, they're not going to get it.
Nice needing to regain some composure here.
Stifter sets up Martin, and it's kept alive by Stifter, and they'll say Drummond went over the net. And he agrees with the call. And now a chance all of a sudden for Redeemer to tie it, but that won't happen as Coach Stone will use his first timeout of this second set. It's been some defensive miscues by NC and maybe a little bit of poor luck in this one here so far, this second set, I should say. As there's a look at Martin and Stifter in conversation. And I mean, for Tayton, he's got a really good opportunity to learn from a great setter like Steve Stone, and of course, Carter Thurman, an assistant coach of NC. Look at that dig from Tayton as Drummond chips it a little forward, and you kind of knew that it was a little bit too strong.
Good example there of the Royals being ready for those hammer drops at the net.
As Steve Stone wrapping up his message, looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, NC now leading 81-63 against Redeemer on the road. Noah Lee up to 22 points. But here at the Simply Financial Athletic Center, the Knights up by 1 in this second set. Make it a tie game.
The Knights, their own worst enemy at the moment.
Jonker here serves off the hands of Reimer and played over for Drummond off the hands. And now the Royals will pick up the lead in this second set as they look to pick up a quick 2-set-to-none victory. Of course, still lots of game to be played. A great run out of this Royals team. Stifter for Drummond off the hands and down off of Ben Brower.
Royals out of position on that one.
It'll be Guzak's turn to serve.
Viewers at home, I cannot stress how high the ball goes when Goose serves.
I don't think the camera really shows it justice as it's absolutely smoked by Jack Demick. A perfect setup by Ben Brower. And I mean, when Demick gets it look like that, that's just what's going to happen.
An emphatic reply.
As Prinsloo will serve this one away off the hands of Tremblay. Martin returns the favor as we're knotted up here by 20. And remember, still one timeout and the back pocket of both of these coaches.
Simon Bourne exchanging a quick word with the official.
It's Drummond's turn to serve. A good one at that off the hands of Walcott. Played up and off the hands of Tremblay.
Tremblay just couldn't corral that one.
And Coach Stone's going to need to call his second and final timeout. The Royals have been on a bit of a run and now are in the driver's seat for now in this second set. Hence, you're going to have to put everything in this one as they don't want to fall behind 2 sets to none. We'll look at that last play off the hands of Noah Tremblay. I think he really could have done about that.
If you're the Knights, one bright side is that a lot of the points this set have come off of errors of concentration on the Knights' part.
And if you're Coach Stone, that's what you hope this timeout can help you do, is assess those errors and move past them. As we'll look at that kill out of the middle, Jack Demick, which was absolutely smoked. And there's a look at the Knights reserves staying loose, including Ryder Beauregard. And now it'll be Jonah Heidebert here to serve, the Hamilton, Ontario native. Heidebert serves into the netting. That'll go for an ace. Make it 5 in this second set. Had 5 in the first. It'll be Jake Lee coming into the game here to serve. Has had back-to-back games with 4 sets played or more, including the game against Humber. It'll be his turn to serve. Lee off the hands of Heidebert, couldn't handle it as it's sent over. Lee, Stifter, over for Reimer, it gets down. As Lee comes into the game and gets ovation from his guys, it'll be his turn to serve again. Too strong from the St. Catharines native. He'll have a seat as RJ Martin and Noah Tremblay will come back in. Still 1 timeout remaining for Skillstrut, as Rugden Hill will come into the game here to serve.
This set coming right down to the wire.
This set, in all likelihood, could make or break the game. Rugden Hill off the hands of Reimer. Stifter up for Drummond. And the Knights wanted deflections. They won't get it. And the Coach Stone without timeouts. It'll be Rugden Hill's chance to serve.
Knights in a precarious position.
Or Stifter for Guzak off the hands and out. We'll see if the Royals can keep it alive. They can't. And now best of 3 in this second set.
It's anybody's game right now.
Stifter here to serve. Kept up, set up. Brower off the fingertips. Reimer, Stifter for Guzak. Gets chipped over. And now set point for the Royals. The Knights gonna have to dig deep if they want to get set number 2, as we'll see Carson Grimm come into this one. Had 5 digs against the Knights on the 21st of November. Here's Brower. He serves off the hands of Drummond. Stifter. And chipped up, kept alive by Grimm. Off the hands of Orr. No deflections, and that'll be set number 2 for the Knights, as they'll be behind the 8 ball now, 2 sets to none. And disappointing for sure. A good effort. But the Knights making some mental mistakes. As we'll take a look at that last point out of the Royals. As it won't stay in bounds, unfortunately for NC. As you can see, Coach Stone a bit disappointed in that second set effort against the team that they're trying to fight up against to land in a top 4 seed. Of course, coming into today, Niagara at 6-6, the Royals at 6-7. As we'll look at that play, Drummond thought he had it, but it was a little bit too far out. And MJ, it's going to be a tough hill to climb in this third set. Of course, down 2 sets to none, but the bare minimum, you want to build momentum for Saturday when Sheridan comes to town. Of course, NC won the matchup of that one back in Oakville, but NC going to have to at least build momentum and try and get something here, as they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Seems like it's just an issue of tuning or dialing in for the Knights.
Almost attention to detail in a sense, because NC lost the first set 25-20. That one, of course, 25-22.
They can just eliminate those errors of concentration. They'll be putting themselves in a real good spot going forward.
It takes one play at a time, one set at a time if the Knights want to come back and win this. As the Royals will huddle up before this third set. As they look to get going. And a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. NC up by 18 against the Royals with a minute left. Coach Laquan has emptied the bench. Noah Lee will finish the game with 24 points.
And for listeners at home, I believe we have a full weekend of sports coming up. Both games on Saturday and Sunday. And while we have ourselves a moment of pause here, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank the whole production team, because, as I always point out, without all of their hard work, these games do not come to you.
Done a fantastic job all season long. And someone who's been fantastic here today, Ben Brower, his turn here to serve. And that too far out. And it'll go down as an error. Not the start.
Once again, a reverse commentator's jinx right there.
Not the start that the Royals would have liked. As it's played up right in between Tremblay and Pinn. It'll be Simon Bourne's turn here to serve. Currently 7th in the OCAA in points at 170. As that one gets over and misplayed by Heidbert. It'll be Riley Orr's turn now to serve. Brower up on the right side, and they'll say out of bounds past Sam Pinn.
Niagara tried to play that, but lucky for them, they didn't get a paw on it.
Or Brower up. for Marshall in open space. It'll be Marshall's turn here to serve. That one too strong, good eye from Sam Pinn to let that one go. And now a couple of errors from the service line for the Royals. It'll be Sam Guzak's turn to serve. Guzak off the top of the netting, kept alive by Bourne as Pinn plays it off the hands of Walcott. Brower sent over, Guzak keeps it alive. It'll have to be a free ball by Tremblay. Bourne, Brower up in between Martin and Stifter. As it's over, Stifter will play it forward, dug out by Walcott. Heidberg, Stifter, back for Drummond, and too strong.
Good rally, though.
Good effort from both sides. You saw Tayton Stifter with the attack there. Has only 18 on the season. And a total of 7 kills. Of course, the starting setter of this team. It'll get over off of Noah Tremblay's reception. Yeah, it'll be the southpaw Jared Prinsloo, the Burnaby native, here to serve.
Jack having some words with the official.
Prinsloo serve into the netting. And now here's Jack Drummond. Drummond's serve off the hands of Walcott, set up, and a diving effort from Tremblay to keep it alive. Pinn gets it over. Brower over in the middle with Bourne. Stifter, bad pass. It's off the antenna.
That's the second time this evening we've seen that no-look drop shot.
I believe both times thanks to Sam Pinn. Unfortunately, that one going off the netting. It'll be Heidberg's turn to serve. Stifter over for Martin. Off a couple of hands. Pinn got his hands on it. But it'll go in favor of the Royals. Here's Heidberg. Drummond, Stifter, up for Pinn, chips it forward, and just past the reach of Carson Grimm.
RJ to serve.
Here's RJ Martin. Over the netting and played by Heidelberg, kept up at the line, rejected. Bourne, Martin, Stifter for Drummond, off the hands, kept alive, but not anyone to help him out was Walcott.
Jack having a good night finding those spots.
And here's RJ Martin here to serve that one out of bounds. It'll be the first service error from the Knights this set, something that they can hold their hang their hat on here today. Has been the service game. Drummond, Tremblay for Pinn, off hands. Heidberg over, sent over, and just out. Off the attack from Simon Bourne. It'll be Taten's turn now here to serve. Brower. Over for Bourne, out of the reach of Jack Drummond. Brower, the Ancaster native, second-year product. His turn to serve into the netting. Make that service error number 4 of the set. Here's Sam Pin. Brower. Up for Bourne off the hands of Stifter. Has a nice assist from Ben Brower coming in today. 309 assists, 7.19 assists per set on the starting setter for NC. Taten Stifter, 232 assists, 6.82 assists per. Has
2 in a row, I believe.
The service mishaps for the Royals continue. Here's Riley Orr. Brower up in the middle for Bourne. Orr over for Drummond, off the hands, kept alive somehow to make its way over Martin in open space. NC up by multiple points.
RJ with the heads-up play.
Brower up on the left side, through Doug and kept alive by Stifter. Guzak gets it over as it hits the ground off the hands of Heidbert. NC on a bit of a run here.
You got to wonder if a timeout might be in the cards soon.
Both teams still with 2 timeouts. Nice communication by the Royals. As Redeemer picks up the point. It'll be Marshall's turn. Stifter up for Drummond, gets over Brower. Bit of confusion by the Royals. Stifter up for Martin, punches it forward past the hands of Luke Marshall. It'll be Guz's turn to serve.
2 great heads-up plays by RJ in a row right there. And now for Goose's serve, which enters the stratosphere before coming back down.
Guzak with a good serve off the hands of Walcott. And it's chipped over and down off of Stifter, I believe. And NC with their biggest lead of the set. With that being said, West Skillstra is going to need to call timeout. As Niagara looking to make a push to at least push it to a 4th set. And I mean, you can look at being down 2 sets to none and you can think, okay, you probably haven't played all that well. And Niagara hasn't been at their best, admittedly so. But this has been a lot closer of a game than a 2-0 set would suggest. We'll take a look at that last point as it just gets down, but Niagara lost that second set by 3, lost the first by 5. Couple things go your way. We're looking at a 1-0 set game and maybe even a 2-0 set game in favor of NC. And I mean, that's not anything to discredit Redeemer because they've played well in their own right, with the exception of the service game already, with 5 service errors in each of the sets here so far, including the 3rd. As there's a look at Steve Stone giving out some instructions, getting his troops ready to go. And you can see in the back Riley Orr getting some more tape on his left hand. Had a brace before, and now he's putting on some tape.
Yeah, so far this game, the Knights have been only off by a couple degrees, not by whole settings.
Guzak. Great serve off the hands of Heidbert. He'll go for the attack.
Coach Stone corralling that ball.
As NC now up by 5, their biggest lead in the set. Up at the line. It won't make its way over. Martin had an attempt at it. Couple of substitutions for the Royals. We'll see the introduction of Zach Browers, the first year. Has 6 service aces this season. He'll put it into the netting.
Little cold coming off the bench.
Off the hands of Drummond. We'll get a whistle, and the point's going to go to NC as they're now up by 6.
Don't think NC was expecting that, but happy surprise.
And you can see that left hand of Jack Drummond really taped up on his knuckles and the bottom of his hand. But it won't matter as he picks up the ace. Has had a couple of huge hits. Attacks, I should say.
Finding that coffin corner.
Another good serve by Drummond. It's set up by Browers. Chipped over, and Martin throws it down. And the lead continues to grow for NC as Coach Skilstra electing to go to his bench. I wonder if that's just almost kind of punting on this set as Drummond gives up the ace.
Yeah, it might be that he's buying his starters a little bit of breathing time.
Rugdenhill off the hands of Tremblay, and we played up for Pint. Can't chip it forward. And a quick 2-0 run out of the Royals. Into the netting for the 7th time this set, thanks to Isaac Rugdenhill.
A continued source of frustration for the Royals this evening.
It'll be Cam Moss's serve. Up on the right side and thrown down by Zommerman into open space. As we'll see Luke Marshall come back into the game for Andrew Walcott.
Niagara caught in slow-mo on that one.
Riley Orr stumbled a bit.
Also, that ball took a weird spin.
It did. I think he stumbled and also a bit of confusion out of the Welland native, as Demick here to serve. Drummond, Stifter, back for Riley, but too strong. And Redeemer quickly on a 4-0 run. Still 2 timeouts left for Coach Stone. One in the back pocket of Coach Skilstra. Drummond struggled a bit for a second. Pin sends it over. Brower over on the left side. Drummond keeps it alive, but a miscue defensively by the Knights leads to a Royals point.
You got to think the timeout's coming.
And you're absolutely right, MJ. Coach Stone's going to have to call a timeout. And credit to this Royals bench, has built a ton of momentum and has brought this set within closing distance. Only down here by 3. And a lot of it has been to self-inflicted wounds from the Knights, including that stumble / weird spin on that ball with Riley Orr, as you can see on your screen, as Coach Stone in discussion with Jen Kelly. As Brower gets it up. And you could see Drummond immediately called for one of his guys to get there. I think he thought Stifter was going to be a couple steps closer towards him. Still made the diving effort. Too little, too late. As this set all of a sudden has become more competitive, and Coach Skilstra will stick with his bench unit. That's brought them back within 3 points, a quick 5-0 run. You mentioned it almost felt like they were trying to just punt on this set and get their starters more time. And I mean, at the bare minimum, that's exactly what they're doing by extending this set.
Hey, if the bench starts clicking.
Stifter over for Drummond, gets off the hands of one of the Royals. It'll be Stifter's turn to serve.
That ball almost knocking over one of her monitors.
Went right over my head.
Hazardous job.
Orr out of the timeout, puts it down, and a quick 2-0 response. It'll be Tatum's turn at the service line, but not before a Wes Skilstra timeout, his final of this second set. A little bit surprising after 2 quick points. But nonetheless, NC trying to extend this game and put it into a 4th set. Of course, you go back to November the 21st. This one went to 5 sets in a thriller. We'll take a look at that last point as Orr finds open space.
Nice little stuff right there.
As Stone in discussion with his group as they try and close out this 3rd set.
They're far from out of the woods on this one.
It'll be Tatum Stifter's turn to serve out of the timeout. At the very least, trying to ice the server. As Walcott plays it. Brower plays it out of the reach of Brower. And now NC 2 points away from set win number 1. Stifter off the hands of Rubden Hill. Stifter back for Drummond, can't get it over the netting. And Redeemer will continue to push.
Royals not going anywhere.
As we see a couple of subs back into the game, Jared Prinsloo and Ben Brower. A well-deserved rest for Zach Brower, who came into the game and help bring momentum for the Royals, having this one within 5. Drummond on the attack, and a great dig out of Bourne as it's up on that right side. Brower up and rejected by Riley Orr, but they'll say the point will go to Redeemer. It'll be Ben Brower's look to get it within 3 points. Way too strong on that one. He gets service error number 8 on the set. And now a chance for Zach Reimer to extend this third set. Sorry, win the third set. Off the top of the netting, played up by Marshall. And it's up on the left side by Prinsloo, kept alive by Walcott, sent over and rejected by Riley Orr. And that'll do it for the first set victory for NC, as they'll extend it at the bare minimum to another set. But Niagara able to figure out a couple things and get their offense going. The Royals made some mistakes and had a good effort out of their bench to make this one closer. Look at that last rejection of Riley Orr. But we said it almost felt like Redeemer kind of punted on this third set and said, hey, we're gonna focus here on the fourth set.
Yeah, Redeemer, the Royals really went deep into the bench. Contrastingly, Coach Stone, much like with the women's team, has played a pretty tight rotation. And for listeners at home, don't go and make yourself a cup of chamomile quite yet, because we got plenty of ball game left.
Of course, all 3 sets have been quite competitive. First set, 25-20 in favor of the Royals. Set number 2, 25-23. As both teams still in discussion, and MJ, certainly what has to be in part of this discussion right now, Wes Skilstra has to be telling his troops, hey, we got to take care of the ball. They had 8 service errors in that third set, which directly led to 8 points the other way. And I don't care who you're playing, if you give up 8 service errors, you're just not going to win.
Yeah, it's a real killer for the Royals. I think they're probably kicking themselves in the behind over how much points they've given away so far based on service errors.
The Knights have been clean in their own right, only a total of 7 throughout the first 3 sets. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, and then 3 in the second. As we're just moments away from the beginning of this fourth set here from the Simply Financial Athletics Center. Niagara's lost 3 of their last 4 games. And on the flip side, Redeemer's played well, winning 3 of their last 5. Niagara picked up their only win in that stretch against Boreal. Has had a pretty difficult schedule outside of that. There's the Redeemer game, Fanshawe, and then of course Cambrian. Of course, you'd like to probably win one of those. As Stifter puts it into the netting. Not the way that the Knights would want to start this fourth set. And it'll be Ben Brower here to serve. Brower just over top of the netting. Stifter up for pin off the body of Grimm and out. It'll be Sam Pinn's chance here to serve. Brower up at the line, just off the hands of Riley Orr and out. Now here's Simon Bourne, who's 7th in the association in points coming into today with 170. Off the hands of Drummond. Stifter up for Guzak, gets rejected. And a chance to recycle for NC, or off a couple of hands. Brower off the hands of Drummond, kept alive. I think the majority of the Knights thought the play was dead. And it's into the netting as the Knights respond. And I think the Royals want an explanation, as I think they think it went off of a foot of one of the Knights.
Yeah, count me amongst the people who thought that play was dead there for a second. But the Knights, to their credit, played to the whistle.
Orr serves, and it's played off the hands of Walcott. Up on the left side, off the right hand of Riley Orr. Thanks to Jonah Heidbert, the Hamilton native. It'll be Marshall's turn to serve. Marshall serves, played up by Drummond. Stifter up. And a beautiful pass from Stifter and a beautiful kill out of Guzak. You can hear the Goose chants break out at the Simply Financial Athletic Center.
Yeah, listeners at home, do not be confused. Those aren't boos, those are goos.
Guzak, the first-year product out of Alberta, as it's shot out. And Niagara now back on top. Guzak taking a deep breath and serving off the hands of Walcott, an ace for the rookie. Only with 9 on the season coming into today, picks one up right there as I look to get another one here. Guzak off the hands of Bourne, played up, kept alive by Orr. Drummond with the attack off the hands. Brower somehow kept alive by Walcott. And it's cooked back up to RJ Martin from Stifter. And NC now doubling up on the Royals.
I think that's the third great heads-up play that RJ's had this evening.
RJ certainly savvy, especially for only being a second-year player. Has 26 blocks on the season. Down the middle as Guzak sends it into the netting. Prinsloo, a good serve just over the net. And now here's Drummond on the left side, gets rejected by Jack Demick. And now a chance for Prinsloo here to tie on the serve.
Royals correctly identifying where that one was going.
Tremblay off his hands and over the netting. And it's played up by Bourne. Tremblay back for Drummond, gets rejected, kept alive by Pinn. It'll make its way over, but out of bounds. A good effort. As Redeemer on a 3-0 run.
That one almost dropped on the ref.
It'll be Prinsloo's turn here to serve off the hands of Tremblay. nearly by the scores table. Let it go down as an ace. And now it's Prinsloo who's going to look to do it again as Redeemer back on top.
Given the tough position the Knights are in, you wonder if Coach Stone's going to hold back on a timeout.
Tremblay, another good serve, gets over. Can't handle it very well as Demick throws it down. We've seen that a couple times where Tremblay hasn't been able to handle a serve, and it gets over, and prime chance for the Royals to set up. Chipped over, catching Guzak sleeping. Now here's Heidbert here to serve. Heidbert over the netting, off the hands of Drummond, couldn't handle it. Guzak tried to keep it alive, but self-inflicted wounds for NC. Redeemer on a 6-1 run. You mentioned the timeout not being used by Steve Stone. Tremblay. Stifter over for Payne, off the hands, kept alive. What a great dig out of Heidbert. Kept alive, oh my goodness, by Walcott. A great rally, and the hustle is rewarded by the Royals. As now Redeemer has their biggest lead of the set.
Niagara misjudging that one.
Drummond keeps it alive. Stifter over for Pin, but can't hit it in bounds. And NC starting to leak oil. And Coach Stone will keep his timeouts in his back pocket. An 8-1 run for Redeemer. Now here's Heidbert. Off the hands, diving effort from Tremblay to have to be put over by Guzak. Brower has it shot just into Knights territory, and Steve Stone's gonna have to call a timeout. A 9-1 run out of the Redeemer Royals has flipped this fourth set completely upside down. It looked like Niagara was gonna be in control, but it's been the complete opposite. Some defensive miscues and some great attacks, to be honest, out of the Redeemer Royals.
Taking a look at a little replay right here. And to your point, Alex, Niagara coming out of that last set felt like they were about to, they had the momentum in their favor, but they've really stagnated after starting strong in this set.
There's a look at the Redeemer sideline in conversation as they've put themselves in the driver's seat here in this fourth set. Certainly isn't over yet. You can go on a quick 3-0 run, you're right back into this thing if you're Niagara. But it's going to have to be quick if they want to make it happen. It'll be Jonah Heidbert here to serve, the 2024 All-Rookie from Hamilton. Had a season high of 14 kills against Niagara on the 21st of November. Drummond, Stifter for Pin, off the hands of Brower and out. And a good start out of the timeout for Coach Stone.
It's been one of the stories of the evening, the Knights overplaying their hands at the net.
Martin over and off the hands of Pin. Not a great serve or recovery out of the Knights as it'll be Jack Demick here to serve. Demick off the hands of Drummond. Stifter over for pin, overshoots it. And the run now 13-2 in favor of the Royals, as we'll see Zach Reimer come into the game. Demick serves off the hands of Drummond, couldn't handle it.
The Knights continue to struggle to dial in.
And it's been the defensive side of the court that's been the issue in this third set. It's been kind of an inverted story of this fourth set compared to the third, as Guzak makes the play off the hands of Prinsloo. And NC will put a point in their back pocket. That'll be Stifter's serve.
Off the ref on that one.
Played up and rejected at the line, makes its way over. Brower over and kept alive by Drummond. Stifter for Guzak, and it gets nearly down but dug out. And NC will get that point.
Good heads-up play right there.
It'll be Tato's serve, and it's dug out by Bourne. Brower up off the hands of Tremblay, smoked at Noah. Couldn't do much about that, just try to keep it alive. Still one timeout left for Coach Stone. As Ben Brower will take the serve. Brower over the netting. Reimer for Guzak, off a couple of sets of hands. NC has it down to a handful.
Knights showing resilience here.
Reimer overshoots it. At the third service error of this fourth set. And I mean, you go back to the first three sets, we've been preaching that Redeemer needs to clean up the service game. They haven't committed a service error yet in this fourth set. And another good one as it's set up for Guzak into the netting. And now Redeemer now up by 7.
This game slowly tilting in the Royals' favor.
It'll be Simon Bourne now here to serve. And I'll go down as an ace off the body of Zach Reimer. And Coach Stone's going to need to use that final timeout of this fourth set. And it's completely fallen apart. An 16-5 run in favor of the Royals. Looked like a completely different team here in this third set as it was mishandled. And the Royals looking to pick up win number 7 on the campaign. And you look at the standings, MJ. Redeemer is the 8th seed at 6-7. And yeah, it's the 8th seed, but they're 2 games out of 4th against Mohawk. And it feels like next week against Mohawk for the men's Knights team, that's going to be a must-win game if they want to have a home playoff game. And I mean, this game feels like a must-win as well. And NC's really fallen apart in this fourth set, mentally and defensively as well, as the Knights will look to rally. It'll be Simon Bourne now here to serve.
You got to wonder if the Royals' decision to play a bit of their bench might have actually done a great bit to help them. Because contrastingly, the Knights have played a very tight rotation, which means that their guys have been on the court almost the whole evening.
Well, to be fair, Coach Stone really hasn't had that luxury, considering the fact that they went down 2-0. Of course, but it looked like a chess play by Coach Skilstra, as that set looked like it was going to be NC's no matter what. But the starters have looked rejuvenated there as that one overshot. As we'll see Cam Moss come into this game as a server, as they'd like to go on a run, as the Royals 5 points away from win number 7 on their campaign. Brower up and in by Heidbert, and the lead continues to grow, the largest of this fourth set, up by 9. As Jonker will come into the game, has only appeared in 10 sets before this one here today. Jonker shoots it off the top of the netting. Trumbull able to dig it out. And a great effort by Brower to keep it alive. Free ball for NC. Stifter over and smoked by Guzak. NC now has it with an 8. That's been one thing that Niagara hasn't really had. And you have to credit the defense of the Royals. That was the first free ball of this fourth set. And I mean, when you're not getting free balls, it's hard to set up your offense. Yeah.
Royals have really done a great job of adjusting this evening.
Guzak, and a good dig out of Bourne off the hands of maybe Drummond. And down. And Redeemer now 3 points away from the victory. Drummond off the reception. It gets over. And the Knights just trying to keep this one alive, as now it's Jack Drummond's turn to serve. Drummond, dug out by Bourne. Set up, and now off the hands of Drummond. Guzak. Over for Reimer, who misses it. Was out of bounds, not a great pass. And now Redeemer 2 points away from the victory. For what it's worth, Wes Skilstra still with both timeouts left in his back pocket. As now Heidbert will serve. Tremblay. Served up for Martin off the hands of Grimm. Tremblay off his body. Reimer on the left side gets rejected. It's Stifter up for Reimer, way too strong. As Walcott actually caught it. And now Redeemer 1 point away from the victory here from the Simply Financial Athletic Center, looking to split the season series.
Royals fans coming alive.
Off the top of the netting, dug out by Reimer as it's sent over. Tremblay, Stifter for Reimer, chips it forward, and it's dug out by Demek. Out of the reach of Tremblay, and that's gonna do it. As the Knights fall this one in a set of 3-1 in favor of the Redeemer Royals. Had some good moments in this one, but it was the Royals who dominated relatively throughout, with the exception of that third set where they kind of punted it away. And now the Knights will have to go back to the drawing board, losing 4 of their last 5.
Tough evening for the Knights, both men and women.
The Knights will now move to 6-7 on their campaign. My name is Alex Van Hack, joined alongside me, MJ Graham, as the Royals sweep this doubleheader. Have a good night, everybody, and make sure you're here this weekend, especially on Saturday, as the men's volleyball will take on the Sheridan Bruins at 1 o'clock.